This is day 1289 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, and learning should be schus for Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, especially those involved who are of Gaza as soldiers or as hostages. V'cham Kol Beis Yisrael. And today we are doing Yerodei Simukub Tzadik Daled Sif Lamed Test to Mem Vav. Lamed Test. Yotze Delphin, child born by cesarean section. Any emot male later. His mother is not tummy too much later. Fain loyal made too much. She has no days of tomb. They let me later. Count the birth loyal made Tara, nor days of Tara. The Chesiv says he shook there's behold there's a charachi telei mokum shemazras. She has to give birth from the place in which she conceived. Below ela afilu dam koshi shitira term is ziva. Now that even labor blood, which the Torah said is not ziva, because she's bar as we have seen. And ela biyah yodah der chrechem, and so she gives birth through via her womb. But if she was, she did have labor pains, but in the end she gave birth through cesarean. Then the blood which comes through the womb is, through the cervix, is nidor ziva. Based on the day she's in. But the blood which comes from out with the cesarean is also tummy. It came Adam Hayab Makar says the blood was in the uterus. Even though it came out a different way, it came out Makar Makama tummy. The place, the cervix is tummy. Since it's touched the uterus, tummy Hadam. The blood is tummy. The blood. It's an interesting dichotomy. The blood is matame. The woman is not tmeah, unless it comes out through the uterus. She's not tummy until the blood comes out through the genitals. That would you say that the source, meaning in this case the uterus, is tamei. So it's only in terms of the dam nida. The blood which comes from the monthly cycle. Avadam mako dam megufa, but blood from a wound or blood from a body, she'eno adam, which is not red, shenaga makar, which touch the uterus, b'zekam makar makam tahar. In this case, we hold makar as makam tahar. Only dam, which is generated by the monthly process of menstruation, is tummy. Shigam we have Rabbi Plige, sorry, skip. The Shnei Plukas saying there are two machlekes. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Rabbi Plige b'dam mako. They argue by dam mak, by the blood of a wound. The Kaimel and Rabbi, and we hold like Rabbi that tahar. Shirabana Plige b'dam nida atzon. Shimon Rabban argue by dam nida itself. Kaimel chom b'dam. We pass the chom that it's tamei. B'zem b'vor medivei Rambam is clear from the Rambam. Shemikam perak yudin hey. Pasuk the tamei. You're passing that it's tamei. B'chei perak aleph mishka Moshe din tes. Ayin sham. Bilu perak ches b'Yisrael b'yad din yudal perak aleph mishkav. Din ches pasak the tar. The passage is the tar. Chem is right to be Rashi, so to emerges from Rashi. Mema from base. A bracket says whatever the Yehuda said was superfluous. Mem nechta chavar b'lei mea, if the fetus was cut up in her stomach. Yotze Avever came out limb by limb. Ben Shiatzo say that when it came out according to the normal order of limbs, Kon Shiatzo Regel Achrei Ashok, like I said, when the leg came out first, the lower leg, and afterwards the thigh, Bachrei Yerech, the shok is actually the joining place, and then the thigh, Ben Shiatzo Shalos, the joint. Ben Shiatzo Seder, Ben Shiatzo Shalos Seder, where they came out not in the proper way, and it may later chase a rubo. It's not to be later until most of it comes out. However, if the head came out all at once, I raised the group, it's like majority. If it wasn't cut up and came out the normal way, we should take the rope on chasel once most of the forehead comes out, have it kiolu, and he's like it's born. He's cut up after that. But I feel even come out literally outside of the body of the woman. It came outside of the chamber, the inner chamber, Gankein Havakiyolu. Is also this was born. V'zesh ain't a matal to me later, but rubo. That which is not told me later without the majority. Zem b'deraisa, b'deraisa. B'rabbanan to me later. I feel b'dover. Ever echo sheets. B'rabbanan should tell me even with one limb, and it comes out. L'cheni motzi. Ha'ubar es yolo exir. Therefore, the ubar tay puts his hand out and then puts it back. To me later, b'rabbanan should tell me later, b'rabbanan. Mimelo does a rockly made tuma. That's all you made tuma. I made tara. Ain't nice thing. No, you made tara. Yeah, it's a kulo or rubo or rosho. Either until the majority comes out, all of it comes out, or the majority, or the head. If you might come on the Yabshab Silas or Kevin blood, based on we hold that it's not possible for the cervix to open up without there being blood. So, Tamei Nida Gamin Atera. So Nida even the rice of baby echo with one limb. But Rama Pergu designed so it's that. Rama let's mention they show she does the show Silas the Kevin blood. He holds it's possible for the womb to open up without any blood. Much Kasab shot upon him, come upon me as we already explained several times. Memo. That's around something your base. Well, I mean, sometimes they will gel together. The blood with which a man is created, a piece which looks like the tongue of an ox. With yet gerucha al mixas of blood, it's going to wrap itself around part of the fetus. Being a great sandal. That's called by Chazal a sandal. Lo says sandals in blood. It's only going to happen together with a fetus. There's such piece by itself without a fetus. Ain't great sandal, saflo sandal. Most of pregnancies do not entail a sandal. Sometimes a woman will hit something on her stomach. She's going to lose her fetus. It'll become like the sandal. Sometimes you'll be able to tell it was a face there. Sometimes it'll shrivel up, and it'll change. And the blood will freeze. To the point you can't recognize him in the face. Therefore, a woman who miscarries a male and a sandal, even though you can't see the countenance of the sandal, I raise it to Sheva Zoch the cable. She has to sit for male and female. Maybe the sandal was female. And they were machmir l'tamei mishum vlad, the tamei on account of it being a birth. Even though it doesn't have a countenance. Hovi tamei later vlad shimo. She's telling me later from the vlad which came with it. I can't show it. It means the keva. That which are concerned there might be a female account. The sandal is not a complete halacha. Now he's by the below tzavach ain't choshin vlad. We already clarified that if he doesn't cry out, I'm sorry, below tzura. Sorry, below tzura without a form ain't choshin vlad. We're not concerned with a fetus. The chay koshkin be a sandal, certainly with a sandal. El shechmir lachush the sandal, but they're machir for a sandal. Ho will be tamei vlad achin they have vlad achin because she's anyway on account of the other child. Of course, the Rambam shouldn't do me base. Pemi Adam, you should know to Mem Adam. Chatikum Lashon. Oh, we did, sorry. Mem base. Olkosav at Choteles Ho'ava. I'm not even sure what it is. Shikmochemes Shetocha Notzar Havlad. It's like a jug in which the fetus is created. It's like the amniotic sac. Sandal, it surrounds it and the sandal. Sandal, if there was a sandal, and when the time comes, it rips it and comes out. It's called a shalya. There, that is the amniotic sac. Initially, it's like the wolf thread of the which is the warp thread of a loom, which is very thin. It's hollow like a trumpet. And it's thick like the a gizzard of a chicken. And there's no shaya which is less than a tefach. Even they were mitame, even if it's less than tefach, but in order that we shouldn't make mistakes. That there is no opening the service of blood. The dam tor lo no God say no. We don't have the God say dam tor. No matter what she's telling me altogether, regardless. Nevertheless, there's a difference. We're concerned with being the tomb in the cave, but you won't be able to guitar during the first 14 days. So too with all the contingencies involved with having a dubious fetus, I would say there are ramifications for us. The below same without this, we could count Shimon Akim and being Mitar. And now, until after 14 days, she can't be Mitaheres. Mem Gimel. When miscarries, has to sit for both a male and female. Lo shaya vlad, not that the amniotic sac is a vlad. She's my pellet. She miscarried the amniotic sac. It's not the amniotic sac, is the fetus. There's no sac without a fetus. Vlad, they must have dissolved. We're not concerned with nida came the vada of vlad, since it definitely was a fetus. We have to understand why is an amniotic sac worse? Here says better, but it means why is it worse for her than a miscarriage? Which doesn't have surah. We don't have to have too much later. Talking about the vada, if you have to say it's definitely superior. They came to Yeshaya, but once it's down the amniotic sac, there certainly was a formed human being. But then it got dissolved. The Chazal understood it. This is what it says from the Mishnah, clearly from the Mishnah afterwards. Ayin Sham. Bracket says, which says the child was the fetus was dissolved. Don't hold that way, but Duke. Mem Dalet. Chazal said the darker shel shalya. Normally, amniotic sac comes after the fetus. Avaloka vlad, but it does come before the fetus. Therefore, the amniotic sac happened to come out before the fetus. Anyway, we don't say shema shalya mivlad abo achra. We don't say that the sac came from a different child. No, we don't say it's from the child, the fetus came after the amniotic sac came out. It's definitely from another child, which dissolved. Therefore, the child which was born as a male. Concerning the cave that they were gamkein, the child was concerned there was a twin who was female on account of the separate sac. The no steam law, we give her, Yudal Yomi Meituma. So to a miscarriage. We don't assume that even the amniotic sac of which comes after a miscarriage was part and parcel of the that nefel. Because it's not normal for the amniotic sac to come only after a viable child. Therefore, if the miscarriage is a male, the cave we have to be concerned for a female also because of the sac. Vim Vlad Oz Nafal Nefal the keva. If the miscarriage is or the fetus, which is actually taken to term as a female, we don't care about the sac because doesn't make a difference. Of course, like we always said before, there is no nafkamina for us because you don't have made Torah. Mem hey. But amniotic sac comes after a complete and total trial. We assume that the shaya is from the vlad. We don't not consider maybe there was another vlad. Because with all fetuses, there must be an amniotic sac with the fetus. Even if it took a long time for the amniotic sac come after the fetus, we assume it's from the fetus. The vlad ripped through the shilya and it came out. Because the Rav Misham the 12 hashilya by vlad ad Gimel Yom up to 23 days after the birth. Marisa Marabba Rechana Marabba Maisa Tosa Shalibel Vlad Ad Chav Gimel Yom. They assume they're connected until 23 days. So Rabbi Yosef Ad Chav Daled Amarto. He said till 24. Pas Ram Kamos the Rama Pasuk is 24. The aim is in Plukta. There's no machlok. Doesn't need machlokas. And Rabbi Yosef he's cure. Rabbi Yosef is reminding him. Shamar Batzman Chav Daled Yom. He himself said 24 days. Zel comes the Rosh Kos of Arukh HaShulchan Gimel. When Ram said up to after 23, Hainu Chav Daled, that's 24. Zeshlos go Ram Moshe Ad Chav Daled, but the Ram didn't write language until 24. They slowly told us shouldn't make a mistake. Lamar Ad Bichal up to and including, which means to day 25 in our contemporary way of counting. Or Efshar the Bezet Tikin Ram Divir Shas. Maybe the Ram fix the Shas this way. The Chol Kosh Ech Nechlav Rabbi Chaim Mechav Dal Chav Gimel. How Rabbi Chaim makes such a mistake? And Lachi Bei Rushal. What it means? Yochanan Malay Rabbi Chaim Ad Achar Chav Gimel. B'Shal Tevas Achar. He said Rabbi Chaim until after 23 days, and Rabbi Chaim forgot the word after. He's called Rabbi Yosef. Yosef reminded. Says Ad Chav Dal Martulon. He said he told us to 24. Klomar Shamartulon Ad Achar Chav Gimel. Cute. Until after 23. So automatically 24. So Rambam this language, and it says brackets came early. Membov, I'm not Meishit Mob is that we could be astonished about this. When Rosh Hashanah concludes, the man disfile Yolenis, the Tisha Eilis, and those who that a woman who gives birth to 9 months doesn't give birth in part after partial months. Kalina Shai Lam Gimel Yom, we go up to 33 days. Ram Pasa Perkab Ibn Dana Vlad Yotzim Cheskas Nefa Achibale the Tisha Chodosh work. Ram holds we don't hold a Vlad is definitely not an Nefel unless it's born after 9 complete months. By the time Mishum deal less the Tisha Eilis Kudoim, because a woman gives birth after 9 months, doesn't give birth for 9 months, doesn't give birth in partial months. Much because evidence Simon Kufn Zav Ayin Sham. Because I live so we kind of Lam Gimel Yom. So everybody should say Pascha until 33 days. Achem Besud Rabbeinu Ramah Bav and Ezet Tamaz that the Ramah was astounded at this. Shayan Rorim B'Chush. You know some Kutoyim that women do give birth in the middle of the 9th month. Ayin Sham. Can Rambam Chashash B'Shnei Mekomas L'Chumra. If the Rambam is concerned, both places L'Chumra. Vadim B'Vur Sham Hum Rabbanan. The Halach over there is Rabbanan Ayin Sham. Because Mir B'Zeh Sham. That's the Machmir there. I've read to my Divya Tur Shulchan Siv Dal Shulchan Gankin Din says to say the Shulchan as well. Shulchan Gankin Kosu Rambam Ayin Sham. And he also wrote like the Rambam. Brad says here, Sijah Tara Siv Tirtz to its Achel is by his verb, but sure what he says, Chemash Kosu, but Siv Katan Vavavach of Gimel Yom Tzarech Iyun, Udvareinu Brorim, B'Siati Shmai V'duk. Our words are clear, says Arukh HaShulchan.